Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our workshop. So glad that you joined us today. It is about learning how to handle stress and anxiety. I know that with the COVID that is going on at the moment, it is very tough for everybody. Yeah, so thank you for standing strong. The Bible says, if we see on the slide, 1 Peter 5 verse 7, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Seated here in this place, there are some of you here. You are here because you are anxious and you are worried. But there are also some of you here. You are here to learn how to help the rest of your members or other people whom you know who are actually facing anxiety issues. So today, as you're seated here, I hope that through the short session of 20 to 25 minutes, you will learn something. So hold on to your question. You can write it down. You can put it in the group chat, and we will answer the question later. And today, if you're seated here, if you are Vietnamese, okay, or you're Indonesian, or you're Japanese, right now you should be actually listening to the interpretation. Okay, so let me quickly go on. Okay, so what is anxiety? Anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. It is a feeling of fear or apprehension about what is to come. Actually, every one of us will feel anxious from time to time. For example, maybe right now when I'm conducting this workshop, I'm feeling a little bit anxious because I'm speaking to all of you and I want to do my best. I hope to give you my best. So there will be a bit I will feeling anxious. But is that an issue? The answer is it is not an issue. Actually, this anxiety helped me to want to give you my best. It does not cause me any discomfort. Okay, so right now, let's look at the graph that is on the slide. So if you see it, on the y-axis is the performance, on the x-axis is the anxiety. So if you look at the graph all the way from the left, if you have zero anxiety, meaning you are too relaxed, not sufficiently motivated. So if today I'm seated here, I'm so relaxed until I'm not even preparing, that I don't care. Okay, whoever come in, I just say whatever that I want to say. I'm not prepared. I never even go through my materials. Let me tell you, zero anxiety, zero anxious. Does it mean that it is good? No, it is not good. I'm too relaxed. I'm not motivated. But if there's a little bit of anxiousness in us, I will prepare my materials. I will go through and see how can I help you better. So when you look at the graph, so it's slowly sliding up to the top. That is called the peak arousal and performance. That will be the part that I'll be performing my best. But if you look at x-axis, if I go on to too much anxiety, I become too anxious. Maybe I start to have, I start to sweat, I start to perspire, I forget all that I need to say, and I don't even know how to press. Suddenly I forgot how to function Zoom. Too much anxiety will cause me not to be able to focus on my task that's given to me. So that was a short illustration of how anxiety can be good or bad. So fear and its associated reaction. So for some people, when they are fearful, they will freeze, don't know what to do. Some people, they will run away. Some people, they will fight. So, it can be useful responses to dangerous or threatening situation. Give you an example. So some people say fear is bad. Pastor, I don't want to have fear. Fear is bad. Then let me give you an illustration. If you are in the forest, okay, if you have zero fear, there is a lion approaching you. You stand there, no, I'm not fearful. I'm not going to do anything. Come and approach me. What will happen? If you have zero fear, end up you might be eaten up. You might be the dinner for that tiger or that lion. But if there is a certain amount of fear in you, what will you do? You will cause you to think about ways that you can move away from that tiger and you will save your life. So in that instant, is fear a bad thing? The answer is no. Fear is actually good. But let's say, for example, okay, I'm a mother of two girls. So if my daughter one day, after exam, she's expecting to get maybe she said that mommy and I discussed, I'm supposed to get 80 marks. When she come back, she only get a 60 marks for her exam. So she has this fear in her. So when she come back, She come to mommy, she hide her exam paper, and put it so far away that I couldn't see and say, Mommy, I haven't got back my result. Then I said, Oh, you sure? I thought everybody has gotten back. No, 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 I haven't get back. Teacher haven't get back. Teacher said it's next week. She has fear. Why? She's feared that mommy will scold her. And that fear caused her to tell a lie. So in that instant, that fear becomes something that is bad. So when we look at fear, we cannot say that fear is a bad thing. For instance, the tiger incident, fear is a good thing. It caused the person to do something right, take action. But for that, my daughter, the fear might not be a good thing. Okay, so what are the things? So either you freeze, some people when they are fearful, they will freeze. They don't know what to do. Some people, they will run away. Some people will start to be fighting. So some people, when they're very scared, they're very anxious, they start to be very angry, right? Do you know people who are like that? Okay, so this is what anxiety do to us. Along with anxiety, there's another thing called worry. How many of us do worry at times? Okay, well, maybe we show from hands. Yes, we do worry, right? We will worry. Worry is normal. But the Bible says, cast all our anxieties and our worries onto the Lord. Worry is generally regarded as a form of verbal mental problem solving about potentially negative future events. You worry about things that are happening in the future. For example, many of us were very worried, especially those of you who are in certain countries, even in Singapore. The number of COVID cases are going up. When we go out, we worry. Will we get COVID? If our children are not vaccinated, if you are not vaccinated, you will worry, what if I get COVID? After I get COVID, what will happen? Sometimes we worry, what if I get retrenched? What if I have no job? This is called worrying. Normal worry is relatively short-lived and leads to positive problem-solving behavior. So for example, if I worry that I will get COVID, what will I do? I'll make sure that I put on my mask. I'll make sure that I use my sanitizer. So this worry actually helped me to do very productive thing. Okay, I put on my mask, I use my sanitizer. It actually helped me, right? But some worry become unhelpful when it is a number of things. It is very frequent and difficult to control. There are people who tell me, Pastor, I can't help but to worry. I know of a client whom I'm helping. This person, because the mother died of cancer when she was very young, and the mother died already very young. So it's a breast cancer. So ladies, you will know certain cancer, for example, for guys, it will be stomach cancer, colon cancer. So they are saying that doctors say that is hereditary. So this client come to me and say she can't help but every day worrying. She's only 20 plus that she will get cancer. So when she realizes there's a small lump, she will keep touching it. She will Google non-stop. Sounds familiar? Sometimes when we know about something, we Google non-stop. And she will go to a doctor, even the doctor says it's just a lump. She cannot help but to worry. She go to another specialist. She run from specialist to specialist to specialist. So what is this worry? This worry causes her not to be able to sleep and cause her to have anxiety that she will have cancer soon. Okay, so normal worry is okay, but if this worry is so persistent, it becomes a problem. Okay, so roughly you know what kind of worry is good, and persistent worry and chronic worry is not very good for our mental health. Okay, so just now I was sharing, worry become unhelpful when it is about several things. It is very frequent, very difficult to control or dismiss. You don't know what to do. You cannot control. Every day, even though when you're watching the television program, you're thinking, you're worrying. You're seated in the service, you're praying, you're thinking about your problem. When you are working, you're thinking about your problem. So you're thinking, I'm going to be retrenched, I'm going to be retrenched, I'm going to be retrenched. You know what? The more you think about it, it actually zap away your energy. You cannot focus on your work. Your worry become real because you keep making mistakes, right? All the time when you're worrying, what will happen? You will lose your job. That is something that might happen to you. So worry becomes unhelpful when it's about many things and you cannot control it or dismiss it. So I talk about worry, I talk about fear. So right now, I talk about mental illness. It becomes a sickness when you have this term called generalized anxiety. So what does it involve? Okay, anxiety or worry about several things has occurred for at least the past 6 months. If constantly you keep worrying and worrying and worrying, and you couldn't really, it zap away your energy for 6 months. Okay, this worry experience is so excessive, uncontrollable, is present most of the day, and actually interfere you with ability to work, that you cannot focus on anything. Okay, for 6 months, they will term it as a sickness, a mental sickness called generalized anxiety. And for this case, you might need to see a psychiatrist and to take medication, or you will need to actually, see a counselor like myself. Counseling is a talking therapy, or you might need to see a psychologist for techniques to help you with anxiety. So you'll be asking, Pastor, I think I have a bit of that. I cannot handle stress. I cannot handle anxiety. What can I do? So these are few steps that you can do. Firstly, you must accept that you cannot control everything. Put your stress in perspective. Is it really as bad as you think? Is it really as bad as you think that you will really get COVID? So even if you get COVID, does it mean that you will die? So sometimes I think, what if I get COVID? What if I get into ICU? What if I die? Put things into perspective. Will it be as bad? Secondly, do your best. Instead of aiming for perfection, for some people in our mind, why is it that you're anxious? Because you are a perfectionist. So you'll be like, no, sometimes we are anxious because we feel that we cannot produce a work, to 100%. So do your best. Tell yourself it is okay. As long as I do my best and I leave the Lord, the rest to the Lord. Instead of aiming for perfection, which isn't possible, be proud of whatever or how close you get. Okay, so tell yourself, I do my best. I know that some of us here, we are perfectionists. I'm actually quite a perfectionist. I'm very hard on myself. When I make mistake, I cannot get over it very easily. So this is something that I learned that I need to release to the Lord. That, hey, it's okay. It's okay to make mistake. It's okay because I'm not perfect. Okay, thirdly, what must you do? Maintain a positive attitude. Okay, be positive. Make an effort to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Sometimes we have very negative mindset. Like for example, you're going to present a presentation. You're going to do a presentation. So you're already prepared for your best, but you feel very negative. I think the people will not enjoy my presentation. I think, yeah, my boss has chosen the wrong person to do it. Yeah, I don't think I will do well. So when you go in, straight away, you already give yourself a C. Because you haven't even do it, you already feel all the negative thoughts already fill your mind. So remain positive. Tell yourself, I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthen me. Just be positive and smile, and do your presentation. Lastly, what must you do? There's learn what triggers your anxiety. Is it work? Is it family? Is it school? Or something else that you can identify with? Know what trigger your anxiety. Write in a journal when you are feeling stressed or anxious. So for me, I will write a journal. Okay, maybe I share with you a small secret about myself. That I feel comfortable conducting workshops like that. But because I ever made mistake before when I went up to the stage, I remember many years back, I stood up the stage. My mind went blank. I prepared very hard. It was just a very simple opening. My mind went blank. It was a big image conference. And I was talking rubbish. I tell you, I think that happened maybe 7 to 8 years ago. It became something that I got so fearful of. I remember after that, I told my mentor, I said, don't put me up the stage. I'm not ready. I'm very scared. Do you know, until today, the image will still come to my mind. So when I'm conducting like that, you see me very relaxed, right? You will not think that Pastor Veronica is someone who struggle with stage fright. But every time when I walk up the stage, even right now when I do my opening, when I am about to enter into that hall, I realize that whatever I prepared, even for many days, a very simple script, I forgot everything. Like when I go up the stage, I forgot everything. Really, it still happened. Most of the time, I forgot everything. So I know what triggers. What trigger was that shame and that mistake that I couldn't forgive myself when I was doing my Emerge conference many, many years back. So I got to know what triggers. I got to learn to let go of my mistake. And I got to work on it and tell myself it is okay. Just learn. You don't have to be perfect. When you go up to the stage, it's all about God. It's not about how good you are. Yeah, so that's what, okay, so I share with you my secret, okay? So that's what triggered my anxiety when I go up, especially to the Suntec stage. I cannot let go of that part. I'm improving, I'm slowly learning. Okay, so what trigger your anxiety? Write it down, find out what is the problem, learn to apply it. Okay? So the thought challenging, which I shared with you. So we got to process our thoughts, identify your negative thoughts, challenge your negative thoughts, replace your negative thoughts with realistic thoughts. For example, I identify my negative thoughts is, Veron, you're going to make a mistake again. Remember, 8 years ago, you make a fool out of yourself. It's an international conference. You can't even do an opening. That is my negative thought. You are going to fail again. I got to challenge that thought. Okay, how do I challenge a negative thought? Veron, it was in the past. It is okay. You have learned from it. It is okay to make mistakes. Replace the third step, my negative thoughts with realistic thoughts. I'm going to go up to the stage. I may not be perfect, but I did my best. As long as I did my best, that's the best for God. Right? So, firstly, learn to identify your negative thought. Challenge your negative thought. Replace your negative thoughts with realistic thoughts. That is a way to deal with it. What about stress? Okay, what about stress? Maybe some of you are stressed that you're going to lose your job because it's COVID season. Whichever nation that you come from, you're concerned, I'm going to lose my job. At my age, how am I supposed to find another job? I'm going to lose my job. I can't support my family. I can't. That is a negative thought. That is a worry. Daily you are thinking about it. Challenge that negative thought. What makes me think that I will lose my job? I'm doing okay now, right? It is okay. I still have some savings. Even if I lose my job, I can find another job. Replace negative thoughts with realistic thoughts. Yeah, I think I have 2 months of savings. Even if I lose my job, it is okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I have God who is my help. I'll be able to find another job. So this is the way we can try to apply it in our life. So negative thought number one. So you realize that I talk a lot about our thoughts. Like even the Bible, it said we got to guard our mind with all diligence because our thoughts will affect how we feel. Negative thought number one, if you can see it over there. Okay, for example, you're on the subway, which is the train station. There's a negative thought. What if I pass out on the subway? Okay, so you're predicting the worst, right? What if I pass out on the subway? The more realistic thought is, if you look it over here, I never passed out before, so it is unlikely that I'll pass out on the subway. Okay, negative thought number two. If I pass out, it will be terrible. What is the wrong thought? You are blowing things out of proportion. What is the more realistic thought? If I faint, I'll be up in a few moments. That's not so terrible. Okay, so more realistic thought. Negative thought number three. You're thinking, people will think that I'm crazy. Okay, what is a cognitive distortion? You're jumping to conclusion. What makes you think that people will think that you're crazy? If people see that you actually faint at the subway, will people think that you're crazy? More likely, the more realistic thought is people are more likely to be concerned whether you are okay. So if you look at the picture over here, things I worry about is so much, right? But things that can happen is just a small circle. Things that can happen is that big white circle. But things that do happen is just that small circle. So my friends, we can worry about a lot in the big pink circle. But things that can happen will be the white circle. But things that do happen about what you worry about is just that very small orange circle. Right? So challenge our thoughts. That actually helps. So right now, let's do a very simple role play. Okay, let's do a very simple role play. So what happened is that what is this role play all about? Okay, it's talking about this person. Okay, this person that come to me, and say that she is so busy. She's busy with everything, and she couldn't really handle it. I feel that she couldn't handle all the things that she needs to do. So let's go through the role play. So for example, this person is asking, hold on, okay, I'm sorry, I think I turned to the wrong page. Okay, I need to send you the right page. Okay, so can you see here, okay? What if? So this is a way that I challenge, okay, my clients. What if? By asking the question, what if? Okay, so this mother is telling me that there are too many things that she needs to do. And she's feeling so anxious. There are 1,001 things that are actually on her list. Okay, so the role play will be this client saying, Veron, I'm afraid I don't have enough time tonight to get everything done. I'm feeling very anxious. Now I'm talking as a counselor, so there'll be two person. Y'all just take note. The counselor will say everything, and the client say yes, it's everything. I have to get the laundry in the washer. Then I have to make dinner. After that, I have to clean the kitchen. Then I have to make cookies for school lunches. Then after that, I have a PTA meeting at 8 o'clock. And the counselor replied, sounds so busy. Yes, it's like this every night. It's like this every night. I can't breathe. I'm so tired. And the counselor speak. I was just wondering, what if you didn't have time to get everything done? So you can see that right now I'm challenging the person. What if you cannot get all the list done? What will happen? Oh well, I will. I have to get everything done. I can stay up late when I get home if I don't get things done before my meeting. So counselor now talking. So you're saying I have to go to my meeting, I have to cook dinner for my family, I have to do laundry, and I have to make cookies for school lunches? Yes, yes. Let's just take one of these things and think about it. So may I ask you, what if you didn't manage to get the cookies done? If I didn't get the cookies done, the kids would hate me. And my husband would hate me too. He likes cookies. Then, as a counselor, I would challenge. What evidence do you have that others would hate you if they didn't have cookies in their lunches? Yeah, I think they wouldn't hate me, but at least they would be upset. They always get cookies for their lunches. Okay, okay. Well, what if your kids get upset? What will happen? That would be bad if my kids get upset. How bad would that be? Um, they just be angry for a while and they will just live through with it. Okay, so you see, friends, from this role play, as a counselor, I ask questions like, what if? Sometimes we think that we have 1,001 things to do and we need to get everything done. If not, the whole world will collapse. But I want to ask you, what if one thing is not done? Are you sure your world will collapse? Very less than often. Most likely, it will not collapse, just like in this case. If she can do everything but she cannot bake the cookies, maybe the kids will be a little bit disappointed. That's about it. But yet, she can lessen one activity for that night and she will not feel so anxious. So try asking yourself this question: what if? What if? Sometimes you'll be thinking, I need to, I need to get 100 marks for my exam. Then my question is, what if you don't get 100 marks and you get 90 marks? I'll be very disappointed. So what if you are disappointed? It will go away in the next few days. Don't stress yourself up. Okay, so this is a simple role play. I hope that it give you a little bit understanding of how we can deal with some of our anxiety. So right now, let's go through a very simple activity. Okay, I hope everybody has something with you at the moment. Okay, so everybody, let's do it together. Okay, just pretend that you are doing it. Okay, so this is a thing called mindfulness. Sometimes we are so stressed, especially right now with COVID everything, that we are not aware, fully present. Like, for example, Pastor Angel, I ask you, today what do you eat for dinner? Maybe you say, you eat pho for dinner. You eat it so fast because you're rushing for another meeting. Do you enjoy the pho? Actually, how nice is that beef? How smooth is that pho? Do you enjoy it? You say, it's nice, like it's nice. Sometimes we are like that. We go through life not being at that moment because we're rushing from here to there. We don't even have time to sit down to enjoy that cup of coffee. We just finish it up and gobble down every food. We don't have mindfulness. Let's do an activity that activate all our five senses. So right now, everybody, have the thing that is with you. I don't have, okay? So I'll just pretend to have something. Okay, so right now, if you're holding on a snack, okay, I don't know what you're holding on. Maybe some of you are raisin, maybe some of you are not. Okay, I want you to start. Why don't you just take a look at the raisin? Okay, just look at it. Activate your seeing senses. What do you see? What color it is? Okay, what is the shape like? Okay, is it round? Is it squarish? How does it look like? Does it look pleasant to the sight? Okay, I want you to use your hand to touch it. Okay, right now let's just touch that. Okay, you close your eyes at the moment. Just touch it. Okay, how does it feel like? Okay, for myself, I feel that it is rough. The texture is a little bit rough. I try to squeeze it. It's a bit squishy. Wow, okay. I never noticed that before. Right now, let's bring the raisin near to our nose. Now activate, that sense of smell. Okay, take a deep breath, and smell it. Wow, I can smell that sweet smell. I never really go and notice the smell of raisin. Maybe you are putting a candy. Does it smell sweet? Maybe it's a peanut. Does it smell roasted? Smell it. Enjoy the smell of the snack that's before you. Okay, right now, why don't we put the raisin or the snack to your lips? Not biting it, but feel it against your lips. How does it feel? Does it feel the same when your hands are touching it just now? I feel the raisin rubbing against my lips. Okay, it's a little bit rough. Okay, right now, okay, I want you to put that snack on your tongue. Okay, don't chew it, don't bite it yet. Okay, just taste it. Wow, how does it taste like? Is it sweet? How does it taste like? Is it sweet? Is it salty? Is it spicy? Okay, right now, I want you to start chewing it. Is it soft? How does it feel like? Okay, now, take your time to chew it. You are not in a hurry. Okay? So now I want you to slowly swallow it. Feel it going down your tongues, all the way to your throat. And right now, okay, to your, going down to your digestive system. How does it feel like? Okay, so how do you feel about this activity? Okay, I want you to write it down in the chat box. Okay, wherever you are, How does this activity actually help you? Okay, maybe I will ask some of them to speak up. Maybe I will just ask some of them, I'll just call some names, then they will start to share. If not, they will put in the chat box. Okay, so what is this activity helping us? It helps us to be in that moment. And sometimes to handle stress is as simply as just be in that moment, enjoy that cup of coffee, enjoy that cup of tea, just taking some time. To deal with stress anxiety, you don't need to go for a vacation. It can be just every day taking, that 10 minutes enjoying your dinner, the half an hour. Dinner means dinner, lunch means not lunch. Enjoy that time. Be at that moment that is important. Okay, I hope you enjoy the activity. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so in English, we say this, we need to learn to be mindful and not our mindful of things that are happening around us. Noticing, appreciating how beautiful is the sky, the creation of God. Not mindful, your mind is constantly full. Okay, I don't know about other languages, how do you interpret it? But for English is, let's be mindful and not mindful. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so when you're anxious, these are some things that you can do. Okay, for going outside, drinking a cup of water, listen to soothing music, write about how you feel, stay present, ask for help. Okay, asking for help doesn't show that you are weak, my friends. Learn to ask for help. Take a deep breath. Okay, take a deep breath, breathe out. Take a deep breath, breathe out. Okay, find a distraction. For me, sometimes I just like to listen to some sitcom, or for me, usually I listen to instrumental Christian music. And sometimes I draw. Okay, so what do you like to do? Take time, to do something when you feel anxious. Okay? The last thing I want all of us to do is to practice positive thinking. Okay? Anxiety and depression, they are best friends. When we get anxious, we worry a lot, and usually we worry about negative things. Our mind become dark, end up we become very moody, then end up sometime when you're too anxious, you will become depressed and you have depression. So what are things that we can do? Write about 3 positive experience from your day. It can be small, like, wow, thank God, today I reach office, then it start to have a heavy downpour. Wow, that is a positive experience. So I want to encourage everyone to think of something good. Maybe right now, think about just one good thing that happened to you today. Okay, so every day, focus on 3 good things. Because negative, you don't need to focus on. It will just automatically come to your mind. Okay, so choose one of the following question and answer to each of the 3 good things. Why did it happen? Why was that meaningful? How can I experience it? How can I experience that? Every day we repeat this exercise. So you realize that every day for me, I force myself, every day I need to think about one good thing that I had done. So right now, okay, I can tell you today is a Saturday. By right, it's my off day, but there's no off day. Yeah, so like I'm still working at the moment. But what was one thing? I managed to spend some time with my girls. Just now I prepared a good meal for them. I sat down and had a good dinner with them before I meet you guys. Yeah, and family time to me is important. I thank God for a good time with my family. I thank God after this session, I can watch maybe a half an hour movie with them. Yeah, that I can relax a bit. I thank God, for giving me a happy family. It's not perfect, but I'm happy with where I am at the moment. So learn to practice good thoughts. Yes? So this is all the time that I have with you, and I hope that you have learned something before we proceed on to Q&A. You can give me questions, but because we are going to have a worship session with Pastor Kong and the team, so we're going to keep our questions short. So we're going to start off, maybe we're going to take 3 to 4 questions today. Okay, thank you.